Okay, good morning everyone. So this is our eighth lecture. Okay, this is our eighth lecture in this linear transformation series. Okay, so in today's lecture, what we are going to do is we'll solve this fourth exercise. Okay, and then further we'll go and see uh, since we know that every linear transformation we know that every linear transformation has a basis. Okay, every linear transformation has a basis. So every linear transformation has a matrix associated to it. So what we are going to do is we will see how to find that matrix, and then further we'll see if time permits. We will find rank and nullity of that associated matrix. Means how to find a rank and nullity for a matrix. Okay, that technique we will see. So people are joining. Okay, so matrix associated with the linear transformation. First, we have to understand this. Remember that every if it is a linear transformation, then it will have a matrix associated with it. But that matrix is associated with the the basis. Okay, means what we have to do is these are our steps. Okay, and this MT is called as the matrix associated with the T. Okay, this is what we studied, I think, the yesterday's lecture, previous lecture. This MT is called as the matrix associated to the linear transformation. Okay, what we have to do is we have to fix basis. Okay, we have to fix basis for domain and codomain, and then apply the step one, step two, and then get step three. And then while getting step three, you will get coefficients. So those coefficients you write in the each stage you write it in the column form. And whatever matrix I'll get, that matrix is empty. We call it as matrix associated with the T with respect to the given basis. Okay, exercises we did. Okay, so R2 to R3 T of xy is equal to x y x plus y. Compute MT with respect to standard basis of R2 and R3. So first standard basis of R2 and standard basis of R3 we have to fix. This is the standard basis of R2. This is standard basis of R3. Step number 2 is compute T of, remember the domain basis. So T of vector 10 and T of vector 01. So 10 T of 10 is 0101. T of 01 is 011. Now 101 you write in the linear combination of the other side basis, that is 100, 010 and 001. So if you write this as the linear combination in this way, you will get the coefficients 101. Similarly, 011, if you write it in the linear combination, you will get it for coefficients 011. So collect these three coefficients and write them in the column form. Okay, so this is the first linear combination, the second linear combination, the coefficients. And this matrix is called the matrix associated with the T. The order of this matrix uh, is is also we can get it by the dimension of codomain cross dimension of domain, means 3 by 2. Okay, 3 by 2. It is always like that. Okay, remember that dimension of codomain cross dimension of the domain. Okay, order of a matrix. Now these are the second, third, and fourth exercise. So second and third, you people try this on your own. Okay. Second says that R2 to R2 such that T of this is equal to some definition is given with respect to standard basis of R2. So domain and codomain, they both are same. So you fix standard basis of R2 here as well as here, and then apply our steps. Whatever I did in the exercise 1, you apply the same and find the matrix. Okay, this is homework. The third, R2 to R3 with respect to this definition, and the basis R2 ka standard basis, and here also standard basis. Okay, so fix standard basis of R2 and fix standard basis of R3, and then find out the matrix. This also will be homework for you. What I will do is I will solve the fourth exercise. Okay, the fourth exercise is T from R3 to R3 such that T of x, y, z is equal to 2x plus z, x minus 4y and 3x with respect to the basis of R3, that is basis of R3 you pick up as 100, 110, 111. Okay, so domain and codomain, the same basis you take it, and with respect to this basis, you find out the matrix associated with this T. Okay, so how to proceed that? We will apply our steps and we will get the matrix associated to this linear transformation. Okay, so let us solve this. Everyone pay attention on the screen what I'm saying. So it's a fourth exercise, T from R3 to R3 such that T of x, y, z is equal to 2x plus z, comma x minus 4y and 3x. Okay, this is our definition of T. A written definition. Okay, so the basis of domain and codomain we are taking it as they are given in the question. Uh, so B of R3 we have taken it as 1 0 0 0 1 0. Yeah, that is different. Yeah. So B of R3 we have taken it as 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 1. Okay, so this basis, with respect to this basis, we have to find out the matrix. So we will apply our steps. Okay, so T of 1 0 0, this we have to find. Also T of 1 1 0 we have to find, and T of 1 1 1 we have to find. Okay, these three vectors we have to find. Okay, using the definition of T. So what to do is, in the first T of 100, x value is 1, y value is 0, z value is 0. So substitute that in the definition of our T. Okay, the definition of T is this. So substitute in that and find out the values of those vectors. So what is that? I will get it. So y and z, they both are 0. So I will get 2 1 3. This is the first vector. This is the first vector. I will get it, T of 100. Next, T of 111, 110. So x equal to 1, y equal to 1, z is equal to 0. So that is 2 and x minus 4y. So 1 minus 4. So minus 3, comma 3. And the last, that is 3 minus 3 and 3. Okay, these are the three vectors. We will get it. Now what next we have to do is, we have to express this each vector as the combination of again the same basis and extract the coefficients. Okay, so here what we write here, 2 1 3 is equal to, now we cannot write directly, so what we will do here, we will write them in the combination using coefficient alpha, beta, gamma, and then we'll compute the values of alpha, beta, gamma. Okay, by using system of linear equations. Okay, so that is alpha times 1 0 0 plus beta times 1 1 0 plus gamma times 1 1 1. Okay, we have written it as the combination of this this vectors using coefficient alpha beta gamma, and then the values of alpha beta gamma we will find by solving the system. So now what we will do is we'll multiply alpha inside, beta inside, gamma inside, and we will add these three vectors, and we will equate it with the left hand side 2 1 3 vector, and then we'll get the system of linear equations. Okay, so that is what we have to do next. Okay, so therefore what I will have 2 1 3 vector equal to alpha 0 0 plus beta beta 0 plus gamma gamma gamma, that is equal to alpha plus beta plus gamma. Okay, beta plus gamma and then gamma. Okay, this is first only linear combination we are doing. So now we got this, so equate and then we'll get system. So therefore alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to 2, beta plus gamma is equal to 1, and then gamma is equal to 3. Okay, this is a system of linear equations, we will get it. Now we have to solve this system. Already we have gamma, so from gamma we'll get beta, from beta gamma we will get alpha. Okay, so that is, this implies beta is equal to 1 minus 3, that is equal to minus 2. Okay, and this implies alpha is equal to 2 minus beta minus gamma, that is equal to 2 plus 2 minus 3, which is equal to 1. Okay, so alpha is 1, beta is minus 2, and gamma is equal to 3. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. Alpha, beta, and gamma. Alpha is 1, beta is minus 2, gamma is equal to 3. Okay, now the second linear combination, again we have to do that. Also, the second vector, that is 2 minus 3 3, this is equal to alpha times 1 0 0 plus beta times 1 1 0 plus gamma times 1 1 1. So multiply them, I will get alpha plus beta plus gamma, beta plus gamma, and then gamma, and this side 2 minus 3 3. Okay, this is what the second linear combination will happen. Okay, now again equate and find out the values of alpha beta gamma. Okay, so system again I will get, so alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to 2, beta plus gamma is equal to minus 3, gamma is equal to 3. So gamma is equal to 3, again back substitution and get alpha and beta. So this will imply that beta is equal to minus 3 minus gamma, that is equal to minus 3 is equal to minus 6. And this will imply that alpha is equal to 2 minus beta minus gamma, which is equal to 2 minus beta, that is 2 plus 6 minus minus and then minus 3. So I will get here 2 plus 3 5. So here I will get solving this system, I will get alpha is equal to 5, beta is equal to minus 6, and gamma is equal to 3. Okay, and last, third vector, is 3 minus 3 3. So 3 minus 3, 3. Again you write it as alpha 1, 0, 0 plus beta 1, 1, 0 plus gamma 1, 1, 1. Solving them, adding them. Alpha plus beta plus gamma, and then gamma. This side 3 minus 3, 3. Okay, you will get system. So alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to 3. Beta plus gamma is equal to minus 3, and gamma is equal to 3. Okay, so I will get a system here. So solving them, this your linear combination solve, and then this you will get it. So from this system you have to get the answers for alpha, beta, gamma. Okay, so alpha, gamma we already have. So beta is equal to minus 3 minus gamma, which is equal to minus 6. And alpha, for alpha, alpha is equal to 3 minus beta minus gamma, that is equal to 3 plus 6 minus 3. So that is equal to 6. So this is what we will get it. Solving them and then get this. Okay. So, so now what? We'll get a matrix. So therefore, this matrix of T is equal to matrix. Now pick up the coefficient from each linear combination. So alpha, beta, gamma, first linear combination, alpha, beta, gamma, second linear combination, alpha, beta, gamma, third linear combination. Write it in the column wise. Okay. So that is, we will get it. We will get it here as 1 minus 2, 3. Here 5 minus 6, 3. Here 6 minus 6, 3. So 3 by 3. So matrix of T is equal to this. The order is 3 by 3. So this is a matrix associated to this linear transformation. Okay. All of you understood, I think. So this is the way you have to solve the rest of the exercises. Exercise number 2nd and 3rd. Okay, and you have to show me the answers. I hope people understood this, how to find out a matrix. You change the basis, the matrix will change. Okay. Now next is, if suppose matrix is given directly, then using only matrix, find out the rank of that matrix and nullity of the matrix. How to do that? Okay, that is our next. We'll proceed. Rank and nullity of matrix. The method what we will use in computing rank and nullity of a matrix will be leading one method. So this is the name of the method I will be using. Okay, this thing is also a part of your second year BSc course Maths 2. Okay, so those who understand this here clearly, they can easily understand things in the second year maths. Okay, second year maths, paper 2, semester 3, paper 2. So people will understand if they understood here what is how to compute rank and nullity of a matrix. We understood how to find out for a linear transformation, but now we are understanding how to compute for a matrix. Okay, the method we will use will be leading one method. Okay, so what are the steps how to do that? So if A, which is having entries aij's, I is from 1 to n, j is from 1 to m, that is a11, a12, a1m, or row wise. Similarly, an1, an2, anm, row wise. N by m matrix. Okay, in MNR, and these all entries are real numbers. So to compute rank of this matrix, what we have to do is we follow following things. So the step number 1, convert. Remember this. Convert this matrix, the given matrix A, to its row reduced echelon form. Now row reduced echelon form means what? Row reduced echelon form means what? We know that row echelon form. Okay, row echelon form, we know how to convert it to the row echelon form. So the change in the row echelon and reduced row echelon form will be whatever pivot entries we will get it in row echelon form. Those entries are specifically has to be equal to 1. So pivot entries, if it is equal to 1, then that row echelon form become row reduced echelon form. Okay, pivot entries whatever we will get it in the row echelon form, if you have to go further and convert them those pivot entries to equal to 1, and if the pivot entries are equal to 1 and the form is in the row echelon form, then it is called row reduced echelon form. Okay, and then further if you converted the matrix into its row reduced row echelon form, then what we have to do is we have to count the number of ones appearing in this form. So suppose the matrix we converted to a row reduced echelon form, and then in that reduced row echelon form, you see how many pivot entries are there which are 1. Okay, so if there are 3 pivot entries are equal to 1, then the rank of that matrix will be equal to 3. 3. So that if the pivot entry is equal to 1 or 2, then the rank of that matrix will be equal to 2. Okay, so likewise we have to proceed. Okay, so we will see the exercises. This is very simple kind of technique. So now given this is the matrix, suppose for us the matrix A is equal to, this is 3 by 4 matrix. Find out rank of this matrix A and nullity of this matrix A. Okay, so rank and nullity we will compute. This is a given matrix. Always write down the given matrix as a part of your answer in the exam also. So now what is the step number 1? We convert A to its row reduced echelon form. So this is the short form I am using, RREF of A, means row reduced echelon form of matrix A. Okay, so it's a usual method, usual steps, what we did in the in converting the matrix to its echelon form. The same way we have to do it here also, but we have to take precaution that the pivot should be equal to 1. Okay, so as I told you, we will observe the column 1 and we'll see if there is entry 1 appearing in any of the row. Okay, so there is an entry here 1. So what we will do is we'll change that entry to A11. So we got here change and we got 1 here. Okay, now use this one to make all the entry below of it equal to 0. But what next we can do is I observed something here that this R2 is multiple of 2. So get rid of that 2 and cancel that 2. So multiplying by 1 by 2, I'll get 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the matrix I got. Now I'll make this entry and this entry. I'll make this entry and this entry as 0. So that is by R2 operation and R3 operation, I'll make this two entry 0. Okay. Now what next we can do is this entry I got it. Now next row I want here this entry to be equal to 1. Already it is -1. So what to do? I will make it here as +1 by multiplying this whole R2 by -1. So if I multiply by minus, I'll get it this as plus. And next is I can observe that R3 also has some multiple of 2. So I'll multiply R3 also by 1 by 2 and get rid of that 2. So I'll get -1, 3, -1. Okay. Now use this one, this pivot, second pivot, use this one to make all the entry above and below is equal to 0. So apply this transformation and make this two entry 0. So we got this thing here. Okay, so now look at here, this form, this one and this one. So we got this matrix here. This matrix, see the conditions of the row echelon form. If there is any zero row, then it has to be at the bottom. So yes, this is a zero row and it is coming at the bottom. First, right, it is okay. Now the positioning of the pivot entry. So this is a pivot entry, this is also pivot entry. So position of this pivot entry is on the right hand side of this above row above pivot entry. So yeah, so this is on the right hand side. So yes, this matrix, satisfies the conditions of the row echelon form. In added to that, the pivot are equal to 1. So this matrix becomes row reduced row echelon form. Okay, and how many pivot entries which are equal to 1 we are getting? Only 2. Okay, so this is the first and this is the second, and third row there is no pivot entry. So only 2 pivot entries are there which are equal to 1. So by our leading one method, the rank of this matrix has to be equal to 2. Okay, so it's a simple method. It's not that great. Okay, so the number of columns. Now what we have to do is, I will tell you to do is, we will compute the basis for the image, as what we did in the linear transformation. We'll find out the basis of the basis for the image of this linear this matrix, and then from that we will conclude what is the dimension of image, and then the dimension of image will be the rank of this matrix. Okay, but directly from here also you can directly say the rank is equal to 2. But suppose I want to know that what is the basis of the image. Okay, how to do that? So uh, number of columns of matrix A corresponding to the row reduced echelon form of A that contains leading 1 forms a basis for the range of A. Range of A means the image of A. Okay, so means what? Now in the row echelon form, this row reduced echelon form, this column C1 and this column C2, they contains the pivot entry. So in the original, uh, that in the original, this is a original matrix they gave us. So this column, C1 column and C2 column, they forms a basis. That is what I said here. So C1 and C2. So this two forms a basis for the image A. Okay, I've written them in vertical, but you can always write down them in the row wise form. I've written in the column, but you can always write down them in the row form. So row wise 2 comma 1 comma 1 comma, row wise, vector wise, this way horizontally also you can write. Okay, so the basis of image of A contains two vectors 2 1 1 4 3 1. Therefore, the dimension of image, now there are two vectors in the basis, dimension of the image will be equal to 2, and that will be our rank of a matrix. Okay, you all are understood what I meant to say here. Okay, so we'll proceed. Now we got a rank. Now to compute nullity of a matrix. To compute nullity of a matrix, what we have to do is, to compute nullity of a matrix, what we have to do is, in the row reduced echelon form, in the row reduced echelon form, what we have to do is, whatever rows are there which didn't vanish, you know, whatever rows are there which didn't vanish, we have to pick up them first. So what we have is, so for nullity, okay, so for nullity, how to compute nullity of matrix A, what we have to do is, we have a row reduced echelon form. So RREF of A, that is, we've come got it as 1 0 0 0 1 0 9 minus 3 0 2 1 0. Okay, this is row reduced echelon form of a matrix A. We got it. Now in this matrix what we will do is we will concentrate on this and this vector. So C3 and C4. We'll concentrate on C3 and C4. So that is what we will do is, so this is what we have to do here. So we have a matrix row reduce 1 0 0 0 1 0 9 minus 3 0 2 1 0. This multiplied by vector x1 x2 x3 x4 equal to 0. Okay, one thing we should keep in your mind that nullity means we are computing kernel. Okay, so kernel is part of the domain. Okay, it is part of the domain, and rank is part of the codomain. So if you see the original matrix what they gave, this is the original matrix. The order of the matrix is 3 cross 4. Okay, so the if there is a linear transformation, then the domain dimension will be equal to 4 and codomain dimension will be equal to 3. Okay, means what, there will be 4 components in the domain vector space, 4 component wala space, and in the codomain there will be 3 component space. And that is why the image, the basis of the image contains only 3 components, 2 vectors, and each vector contains 3 components. But when I'll compute the kernel, this is what will happen. Okay, this is what will happen here. So I have to write down here as x1 x2 x3 and x4. So there will be 4 component here. So this x1 x2 x3 x4 we have to find it out here for to compute kernel of this linear transformation. Okay, so there are 4 component here because kernel is part of the domain. Okay, now solving this further, so what I will get here, so x1 equal to minus 9 x3 minus 2 x4 and x2 is equal to 3 x3 minus x4. Okay, so this is what we get it. If I solve this, I'll get this x1 equal to something and x2 equal to something. So now use this x1 and x2. So therefore capital X, which is equal to x1 x2 x3 x4, this substituting x1 and x2, that is minus 9x3 minus 2x4 3x3 minus x4 x3 x4. Okay, so we got it. This we need to find out now. This vector x get changed to only 2 symbols, x3 and x4. So what we will do is, now we will write down this vector, as the linear combination of x3 and x4 to get the basis for the kernel. Okay, so this is further equal to x3 times minus 9 3 1 0 plus x4 times minus 2 minus 1 0 1. Okay, so this is what I will get it. Now this vector and this vector will be the basis of the kernel T. Okay, so we'll get the kernel here. So the kernel T we can write down here as kernel T equal to, kernel T means kernel of A. Here in this exercise we are calling it as A. So x times minus 9 3 1 0 plus y times minus 2 minus 1 0 1, such that xy belongs to R. Okay, such that xy belongs to R. So this is what the kernel A will be equal to, now this is in fact a linear combination. So it's a linear combination of two vectors, -9310 comma -2 -101. So it's a linear combination of these two things, and therefore it will become basis for the kernel T. Okay, so therefore this is a B, which is equal to -9310 comma -2 -101 is a basis for kernel of A. So this becomes a basis for the kernel A. Okay, and therefore dimension of kernel, that is equal to 2, which is equal to nullity of A. So dimension of kernel is equal to 2, and therefore that is equal to nullity of it. So this is the way you have to compute rank and nullity for matrix by converting it to its row echelon form. This is what our leading one method says. This method is called as leading one method. There are different methods available to compute rank of a matrix, and this is what I find easiest method to compute rank of a matrix. Okay, the use what we why we studied to compute rank of a matrix, that we will that I will explain to you in tomorrow's lecture. Okay, this is what today's lecture is. I hope you understood how to compute rank and nullity of a matrix. Okay, further there are exercises I have given. So exercise 2, this is a matrix, you find out rank and nullity of this matrix. This is third exercise, this is fourth exercise, and this is fifth exercise. So there are 5 exercises I have given to compute rank and nullity for the matrix. Okay, one of this 4 exercise, now this two and this two, one of this 4 exercise I might solve it in the tomorrow's lecture in the beginning part, and then we'll move ahead to the next thing. Okay, I might solve the exercise number 4 to compute rank and nullity. Okay, or I will decide which matrix I have to solve. This looks like very easy to solve. Okay, so I'll decide which to solve it. Okay, your job is you practice on this 4 matrices, verify rank and nullity for the matrix. Okay, and solve all the pending exercises also. Okay, you all have to send me the solutions, and if you're not getting, remember to ask me doubts. Okay, this is your job, you have to do it, don't forget that. Hmm? So tomorrow also we will meet morning 8 o'clock. Now next, what we'll understand is we will understand if what is the relation between the rank of a matrix and the linear transformation, rank of a linear transformation. That connection will make it in the tomorrow's lecture. Also, there is a last topic about change of basis effect. That also we will see. Means what? There are different bases available for a vector space, but if I go from one basis to another basis, there has to be a matrix. Okay, that also we have to understand. That will also come in the coming lectures. Okay, this is what we have to understand in this lecture, and we will meet now tomorrow. So, bye bye.